I'm so sorry. I don't want to eat it. Why? I think I broke a tooth. Greetings, viewers of the BROADAXE channel. I continue to travel through centuries and countries in order to learn and compare what the warriors ate on campaigns. Today I decided to visit my beloved Teutonic Order to find out what these brave German guys ate on the campaigns. This time I will be moving in time with the help of real German magic. Again put an iron bucket on my head. Although apparently my transformation was a success. Incidentally, this was just the motto of the Teutonic Order: to help, to protect and to heal. Everything is decent with us. It was for this purpose that the Teutonic Order made its onslaught to the east: to help, to heal and sometimes to protect someone. The Knights of the Teutonic Order, as expected, had a schedule, or rather a charter, and even for food. The knight himself didn't care about his food. For this, a special quartermaster service was needed. Everything was spelled out in the charter: who received, how much and what products. The knight ate better than the knecht. Knecht is an infantryman. The food of the Teutonic Knight could differ greatly depending on the time of a year, on the place of service, on religious holidays and even on the day of the week. But I repeat again, all this was clearly stated in the charter. Military campaigns were called a cruise. The Teutons took with them a lot of different food, which could be stored for weeks or even months. Bonfires were made at the halts, and hot food was prepared. If this wasn't possible, then it's a pity. Well, of course, food supplies were replenished with everything that could be taken from the local population on hostile territory. I went on my small cruise and now I can find out what an old quartermaster will please me with. I hope he remembers that I am a knight, which means I have to eat a lot and tasty. Otherwise, according to the charter, I will break his skull with a flange mace. So, threw off the helmet and put on a charter cap for food. So it will be much easier for me. Let's find out what we will eat today. Again, porridge, my most unloved food since childhood. This time millet porridge. No, it's not millet but wheat porridge. I often confuse them. Porridge is cooked with bacon. It looks disgusting. It looks like it was boiled in water with lard. And also, it stood for 2 or 3 days outside the fridge. It stuck together into such a mess. Well, you have to eat it. It is good that there are slices of bacon. An abomination. I'm not so hungry to eat it. I'll leave porridge for the most difficult day of my cruise. I also have such interesting bread. Now we will try it. Apparently the bread was made recently. It is still quite soft and smells delicious. Fresh enough. This is medium-sized bread. It was called Herrenbrot, bread for gentlemen. Also the so-called Knechtbrot was baked. Servants and foot soldiers were fed this bread. In Germany, as you see, even the name of the bread is explained: Knechtbrot and Herrenbrot. In addition to bread, they took flour with them. Thus, in the evenings, it was possible to bake fresh bread. If it wasn't possible to light a fire and bake bread, then simple breadcrumbs were given to both the knechts and the herrens. Crackers are my favorite, furious. They were the same for the entire European diet and were found in all European countries. My advice to you, before eating such a cracker, it is better to soak it in something and then try to eat it. Especially if you don't have all your teeth. Also, the quartermaster gave me a plate of sauerkraut with porridge, apparently to empathize her taste. By the way, sauerkraut was taken on cruise in barrels, it was carried in a convoy. They could eat sauerkraut as an independent dish, or they could stew with just such a sausage. Sauerkraut and stewed sauerkraut are some of the national German dishes. It's delicious if you eat a little porridge with sauerkraut, even the taste changes and you feel like a real knight and not some kind of knecht. Meat. I have a whole ring of good homemade sausage here. Oh, what a smell! In general, nowhere so many sausages were produced as in Germany. There it is most eaten. We can say that Germany is the birthplace of sausages. Pay attention to the finance of the greeting, it's like the meat is chopped, not ground. How many spices, yummy! Real homemade sausage. Another of the national dishes of Germany is stewed sauerkraut with sausage. Unfortunately, the quartermaster didn't cook this dish, so I will eat sausage with porridge. So really tastier. Sausage and sauerkraut complement the porridge very well, and it's while 3 days taste isn't even felt. By the way, I've got a piece of goat cheese here. It is called Zicke Kaiser. This cheese is made from goat's milk whey and is actively mixed with various herbs. Well, it smells like plain goat cheese. Greens don't save. The cheese is delicious, it resembles Ukrainian cheese, very salty, with dill, parsley and other herbs. The main thing is to ignore the smell when eating it. The spirit of the Middle Ages isn't to everyone's liking. And I'll be drinking something interesting. What did the quartermaster pour into this bottle? Oh, what a familiar smell! My dream has finally come true! Historical food with beer! I love European medieval camp cuisine for the presence of alcohol, unlike Chinese or Slavic. Normal people were, they sat down to eat, they drank beer. This beer is thick, lively and with some liveliness. I like the Teutonic food because dishes complement each other. You can eat tasty and satisfying, in addition drink a good beer. In these rations of knights the dessert is a mixture of dried fruits and green apples. Looks like the quartermaster picked them up along the way. The mixture was called crudo. They were prepared in large quantities, and in Germany there was even a special profession, a cruider, a cook who specialized in making crudo. The fruit is sprinkled with seasonings such as anise and coriander. In different cities they were made according to different recipes. They say that the best cruda was prepared in the city of Danzig. Well, so I tried the food. It's time to pass a sentence. The old quartermaster pleased me, so we will not send him to retire yet. Food is varied and tasty. I was especially pleased with the Bavarian sausage, cheese and sauerkraut. All that a German knight needs for happiness. I also like the mix of cruda. You can eat it without getting off the saddle. It must be good at satisfying hunger. There is something to cook on a halt. Porridge, fresh bread, sauerkraut. These are very diverse dishes. So my health ended, friends. It's time for me to go again, to protect, to heal and to help. By the way, the master after the last trip to Novgorod gave us new equipment. Just in case, he said. And you, subscribe to our channel, watch our other videos, there will be more to Novgorod!